New day, new crash out, best days. Who are we pointing and laughing at today? Ooh, it's the comic book nerds. And not the cool ones who know everything about each continuity and each character and who've been steeped in the culture and have collected every single issue. No. We are talking about the losers, the ones who used to bully comic book nerds and are now pretending that this has been, oh my god, this is always cool, I like it, but don't know anything past like cursory glances at what is happening in the comic book world and maybe Google search what hero is the strongest so they can rep them online. They don't want to be left out of the loop. And when they watch the movies, they're always on their phones. No. Those are the ones having an absolute gargantuan. They're just inconsolable right now because James Gunn, the director of the newest Superman movie to drop, he made the tantamount mistake of saying Superman is an immigrant. Now, listen. I genuinely do not give any shit whether Superman is an immigrant or a refugee, because they're saying no, he's not an immigrant, he's a refugee, he's refugee, he is an American citizen who fell out of the sky, whose parents lied about how they found him. Yeah, no, sure, he's a refugee. By American standards, don't they constantly say that if there's another place you can land before you make it to America, then your refugee status is revoked? I'm just playing by your own rules, because if that be the case, Mars is right there. Superman could have landed on Mars, but he skipped over that quote-unquote shithole, I don't really believe that, but using their words, and went over to Earth, America no less, and landed there. This is a hill that I have been willing to die on for the longest time. This is not the first time I've talked about this, but right now, the level of heat this discussion is generating is just unreasonable. The first time I talked about it, I got ratioed to hell. We're not going to talk about that. But today, it just flew, no pun intended, into my timeline again, where we see a video of James saying, "We love our immigrants. If you don't like that, then you're not American." People who say no to immigrants are against the American way. They're against what the American dream is all about. And then you have the whole, well, he's not an immigrant, he's a refugee, he fled his home that was dying, he did this, he did that, blah, blah, blah. And I'm over here like, yeah, sure, whatever. He still smuggled his cousin across the border. Listen, Superman is an American, yes, he's big on the red, white, and blue. But the moment anything Krypton comes into the picture, he turns into a Mexican and helps his... Superman will abandon Earth if it means bringing Krypton back to life. You guys, he loves America, yes, but he loves his hometown more. I'm being such a bitch about this for no reason, but their tears bring me so much joy. Because again, as God is my witness, literally, do not give any shit about this. I just like anything that has to do with the Kents. And if you know me, for the longest time, I'm kind of a Kara Kent fangirl. I have the biggest... God, should I even admit this? I have one of the most popular fanfics about Kara dating Nightwing on Wattpad. I'm obsessed. But I never wanted to watch this movie. Again, something I should probably be ashamed about admitting. I like Zack Snyder's version of the DC universe. I like Man of Steel. I probably am the only one. So when this reboot whatever came out, I said, not for me. But the tears of my enemies make me go, you know what? I'm probably gonna watch this movie today. just to spite them, because it's fun. Come on, guys. They will do the same thing to us. They would 100% return the favor. And again, it's not something that's all that serious, because at the end of the day, it's Superman. He's the most milquetoast of all the heroes, but he is the hero, and he's the one these quote-unquote losers like to prop up as the guy, where you have literally Wonder Woman, Batman, Green Lantern. There's so many characters that you can pick. I found out the other day that my partner's favorite DC character was Constantine, and I'm like, wait, what? My favorite is Nightwing. Well, Kara, yes, but she's a favorite character even outside the DC universe. In the DC universe is Nightwing, and if they look at each one of these characters, hell, half of them are immigrants in some capacity. Wonder Woman doesn't give a shit about anything. If the US so much as side-eyes the mascara, she will nuke that country herself. Martian Manhunter isn't even from here as well. Even the Hawk girl, oh my god. No, Green Lantern is one of us, but the other 20 billion aren't. Literally, when you just sit down and think about it, you're like, huh, how many of these fuckers are American? It's only Batman. You can really tell that these people aren't fans of the project that they claim to espout, that the thing that they're defending is not something they truly care about or looked into. Because when the comic book nerds came out and were showing them, hey, Superman has gone on record to actually defend Mexicans or whatever, he identifies as an immigrant, they don't believe this. They will try and bring up different chapters or whatever to say, oh no, that's not true. It all boils down to he is white and they have claimed it and there's nothing we can do about it. But we can. Listen, I will admit I'm not a comic book nerd. I don't even think I've ever read a DC Marvel comic, but I am an animation nerd. I love the DC animated universe. I am obsessed with it. I wish Marvel had something that even closely can resemble that. And the last movie I watched for the DC animated universe was Apocalypse War, Justice League Dark Apocalypse War, and I kind of just gently bowed out of that war. That movie was a lot. I think it broke me. And my favorite movie, in case you were wondering, is Batman v Superman Apocalypse. I kind of just like Darkseid, but it's the one where they introduce Kara. I like her. Sue me. But the fans of these projects are trying to tell these grifters, hey, you know nothing, Jon Snow. And they're like, no. He adapted to our ways. He took up the flag. He's a defender. But the Kents legally adopted him. And I'm like, not really. He fell out of the sky. They took his pod and they said mine. And even if you ignore the animation, literally, people in the comics say that the Kents forged documents. Goddamn, Ma Kent was not gonna give up this boy. And even with Kara, she just landed here and he said, hey, she's my cousin. And the government said, yeah, sure, fine. Oh my god, this is beautiful. This is so unserious. This is the kind of drama I live for. Because at the end of the day, it truly does not matter what he is. Because whether he's an immigrant, whether he's a refugee, the people who are trying to espouse this difference don't give a shit regardless. They still see you as an outsider, but they're trying to make it seem like he's a more acceptable outsider. But even Superman himself recognizes he's an outsider. He knows he's not one of y'all. He went and built a fortress. Oh my god. The more I think about it, the more I'm just losing my shit. I'd love to know which side of the argument you are on, if you actually care about this. Do you think he's an immigrant or a refugee? Do you not care? Or are you enjoying the tears of the weak? I am having way too much fun with this. I'll end this video here before I actually start cackling. I hope you have a lovely day. Don't forget to drink some water. Mwah. Love you. Bye.